Now, usually I don't do this, but I'm going to go ahead and break you off with little previews of the remix. Now, I'm not trying... no, this is not a preview or a remix, but this is part 2 to the video I made earlier. Yes, I'm putting out 2 videos today because I had to go back home, and I also forgot to add some stuff to the other video. And I got some help from a very helpful subscriber, Miss Jasmine Jackson. I appreciate you. So yeah, the first video I made about the secret elders manual that the Jehovah Witnesses use that they don't tell their members about. There's something very big I forgot about that. Like, if you're gonna have a book and there's gonna be secrets in there, right? And you don't want people to know about it and whatnot, that means basically, like, this is your book, this is your go-to book, right? The Bible is supposed to be their go-to book, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm not. And what part of the Bible, right? If we're gonna look at it that way, what part of the Bible did Jehovah say, you know what? This is a little bit too bad. Let's keep this part out and let's make sure you only got to be at a certain level to read this part of the Bible. Is there any part of the Bible like that? Or is the Bible for every man, woman, and child, and for all deeds and whatever? Like, ain't that what it is? There's no secrets in the Bible. There's some parts, and I'll be the first one to admit, there are some horrible, horrible scriptures in the Bible. Things that I probably wouldn't even put out there. Couple stories, couple events, couple, thoughts of mine that they shouldn't have had, thoughts of mine. I make up nice words, don't I? But seriously, there are things in there that I personally would regret to have written for anybody who wrote them. God, I'm bad with words today. But yet still, the entire Bible is published without any redactions. None. So how can the Jehovah Witnesses have a book in which their members don't even know about it? You know what I'm saying? Like, inside of the... I look at the Shepherding the Flock of God book as the first time the Jehovah Witnesses actually had a chance to write their own Bible, because this is a book with rules and regulations to approach all the nuances in life. The Bible is old, and there's a lot of events that the Bible would be impossible for the Bible to address in any way, form, or fashion. I mean, you could probably reach with a lot of the scriptures, but you can interpret them a bunch of different ways, and there's no straight way to approach some of these nuanced situations that can occur. So as long as that's a problem, you're gonna have to write your own rules sometimes, I guess, apparently. I don't agree with that. I definitely wouldn't follow no man-made rules, but I get it, you know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna have your first opportunity to kind of write your own Bible and rules and regulations, why is the first thing you do is say, you know what? Let's make sure no women see this and most of our rank and file members can't see this. Why is that your first instinct? People make certain mistakes knowing exactly the mistakes they're making sometimes, or why they're making them. Like when you go into the police and the police say, hey, were you there January 7th? And you know you were there January 7th. You may not even have nothing to do with the crime, but the fact that you were present, you know that they could think you had something to do with the crime, right? So you'd say, hell no, I wasn't nowhere January 7th. You know what I'm saying? Because as long as you know they can't prove it, you're going to take yourself out the situation altogether. Now, that's the thing with this whole Shepherding the Flock of God book. They know it's some horrible stuff in there. And they could just tell their people. Their people are very susceptible. Like, they'll listen to anything. But even they're like, nah, this is a bit much. I think I'm going to keep this book nice and secret. When the Bible was nothing in the Bible is secret. Nothing in the Bible is secret. But yet, they got their book, and they're like, only elders can read this book. Elders and above, apparently. And that is a part that really stuck out to me that I forgot to say in the first part. Now, the second part, something that Miss Jasmine Jackson pointed out to me. Girl, you know you talented. You one smart, talented, official woman. You are so smart and so talented. You're like a fox with 4 brains and 2 buttholes. You know what I'm saying? Very smart, very efficient. Because she pointed out to me that not only do they have a secret book, but they have secret laws that they punish people with that's in this book that they don't even tell you about. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine going to court one day and the judge is like, hey, did you put your shoes on 1 foot at a time, like left and then right? Oh, why, yes, judge, I did do that. All right, cool. You're going to jail for 140 years. What? Why is that? Because we made up a law last night that we should prosecute people harshly for putting on shoes that way. Like, but this, you didn't even tell me that was a law. Like, well, we don't have to tell you. It's in our book. That's kind of what the Jehovah's Witnesses are doing. Does it sound goofy? Yes. But that's a real thing. For example, they tell, in the Shepherding the Flock of God book, it says that if somebody committed an offense, a disfellowshipable judicial committee worthy offense, but several years have passed and they've repented, then nothing is to come of them. Are you kidding me? What? See, this is one of those rules that you kind of wish you knew, because there are a ton of people disfellowship kicked out right now, and who would have, if they'd have just shut up, they'd have been fine. I'm one of those people. When I got this fellowship, I told on myself, if I would have just sat down and shut up, like I was actually pretty good at, I wouldn't have gotten in any trouble. By the book. If that ain't some of the most craziest stuff I ain't ever heard in my life, like they have rules in there. Rules that you will get in trouble by and you wouldn't even know it. Like in that book, you can get disfellowship for gluttony. This is not something that they out here telling people like really hard. You could be sitting up in McDonald's one day eating your 15th hamburger and they come up to you like, yep, judicial committee. Me, you, and the other 2 brothers right now, you know? And you'll be like, what did I do? Still eating hamburgers and french fries, not knowing you about to get kicked out the religion. But this is my point, man. If you're going to have a secretive book with secretive laws and kept in a secretive way, you are a bad group of people. Somebody else pointed out in the comment that there is a group of people who have secretive books. And you know what they're called? Cults. Cults have secret books. They do stuff like that. And secret societies have secret books. And I don't think it's an accident that they're called a society. And that a lot of people refer to them as a cult. And that they have a secret book. They're hitting all the marks as far as a cult. From top to bottom. I don't know if it's anything that's cultist that they're missing on. On every level, they're a cult. I mean, like, I bet if you looked at the name Jehovah's Witness really tight, like if you went and you use the binoculars or something like that, you'd see the word cult in there somewhere. Like, they're a super duper cult. And if you follow them and you think they're right, they are not. The fact that I can make 2 videos about a secretive book that they have should tell you everything you need to know. Because if you don't know about this book, the first thing you're going to say is, this apostate. Look at him up there just lying through his stupid teeth. I wish I was lying. I wish I was lying. Because I was in that religion for so long. So long. And it took me leaving to find out all the stuff that I found out. You know how many assemblies and kingdom halls and book studies and field service, they kept us busy, super busy, looking at all the stuff that they had and doing all the stuff that they wanted us to do. We sitting there like, man, we getting so much information and news and wow, we know all this stuff. If you really want to learn about the Jehovah's Witnesses, the first thing you need to do is leave. All the good, exciting stuff that they teach you is outside the rank and file. Like, you don't got the security clearance for that. You ain't got the security clearance to know about the Shepherding the Flock book. Not only do you not know what's in it, most people don't even know it exists. I mean, what do you want me to tell you, man? Yeah, man. Yeah, so this is part 2. I found everything about this entire situation really incredible. The fact that they even had this book is really astonishing to me. And yeah, if you ever get the chance, I especially if you're an XJW and you're still looking for information, I highly suggest you get your hands on a copy of the Shepherding the Flock of God book and you read it for yourself. Anywho, it's your boy JD Comedian. Video number 2. Ooh, I'm on fire today. Holla at your koala. Deuces.